And we're back here on Guillotines and Guitars here in the Hartsville, South Carolina studios. We just got done with our very first live show on Facebook.
And I thought it went excellent.
Totally uncut, totally raw. You need to check it out.
That's right. Yeah, we're not doing any editing to that because nobody said any really bad words.
If you call me a butthole, it's on there.
Nobody said anything too bad.
I think it went great.
It went good.
We had
enjoyed it.
We talked about this a little bit before and after. Yeah. And we should definitely do that again. And maybe we should do that once every other week or so, or once a month or something. We definitely got to do that again.
We'll figure it out.
A lot of fun. So if you haven't seen it yet, go back and watch the video before this one.
Yep. So we're on to our guillotines topic. We are talking about Blair Witch. We're going to dissect it. We talked about it a little bit before in our past episode, but it wasn't all about that, movie.
It was a different topic.
It was a different topic.
Happened to bring up Blair Witch.
Yeah, so we're going to dissect this thing. We're going to get deep into it.
We're going to delve into this.
Or like you said in the last one, we're going to dove into this one.
We're going to dove. Not dive. We're going to dove in it. We dove in it before. We felched it.
We didn't. No, we did not.
We did not.
We definitely did not.
And we're not going to be felching it.
I can see already that I'm going to be having to do a lot of cuts on this show. Let's pretend we're live again, and so I don't have to cut anything.
Well, do we do a shot?
Not yet. We were going to, but yeah.
I would like to do a shot.
Let's do a shot.
I want to do a shot.
I'll tell you what. I've got a mixed bag here.
Oh, here we go. Here we go.
But I have 3 shots. 2 are the same. 1 is different.
2 are the same. 1 is different.
See what he did there?
2 are, yeah, that makes sense. 2 are the same. 1 is different.
Well, why don't you just give me the whole bag and y'all do something else? All right. I want to.
Way down in there.
You so nasty.
Hold on.
You so nasty. You so nasty. I didn't feel anything.
I can see he was reaching beyond the bottles.
He was going far.
I know.
There's nothing there. It was empty. Empty promises.
Buttery nipple.
Yep. Buttery nipples.
Buttery nipple. We got the same.
B-52.
They wasn't the same. He did get something different. So he's got the B-52s, and I got... Who would name it buttery nipple?
Me and you were following
That's like a nipple that ain't had a bath in months, and something coagulated on it.
That would be a dirty nipple.
That's right. I'm corrected. I stand corrected.
A buttery nipple, I think, would be on Hot Shots with Charlie Sheen when he was cooking on the woman. Remember that?
I remember that.
He was cooking on the girl's belly button.
Yeah, fried eggs and ham.
I'm sure it got some on the breast area, and so it'd be a buttery nipple.
All right, here's the guillotines, and to you guys.
That son of a gun had some booze in it, buddy.
Yes, it did, John. Wise words from John.
That's
woo. Yep.
That B-52 was a good drink. That B-52 was really good. Oh, wait a minute. I just know. I have a whole other set of shots over here.
Oh, boy. We're drinking those.
I am definitely taking those home with me. It's going to be a great night.
Come on. We're doing this tonight.
All right. Blair Witch Project. So I remember one time we did an episode where we were talking about the most popular, was it popular low budget horror movies?
That's
something like that.
Yep, that was it.
And we said you cannot use
except for Blair Witch because that movie was obviously done with, or at least given the look of a movie that was done with a cheap handycam, handheld camera.
It was done on a cheap budget, and it's in the Guinness Book World Records for profit to production ratio.
People thought this actually happened.
Because it looks so real.
I'm saying though, but it's in the Guinness Book World Records for profit to production ratio, meaning how much was spent on it to how much it made. There has been it's got like a 4,000% profit.
I believe it. Because they weren't using, they were clearly not using special, or at least I say clearly, but it seemed like they weren't using any kind of special lighting, lighting is a big deal on a movie. Obviously the cameras were very inexpensive, looked like they were done with the actual cameras you could buy on the shelf back then. When did this movie come out?
1999.
99. Okay.
Yeah.
So 99. So the cameras, I guess, actually looking back on it, those cameras are probably kind of expensive for the day. But in any case, for in today's standards, those cameras were very low quality. But they were done in a way that it looks like if we went camping with cameras, that's what it would look like. Maybe even today with low light and stuff like that. So that was the way the directors wanted the movie to, be portrayed as real.
It was these three people out camping in the woods, and this is the video that we found that they were shooting. Which
is why so many people didn't believe that this was fake. A lot of people actually thought this was real.
It was real.
Yeah, a lot of people thought that's real footage. They didn't fake that, And if you look at it, like when you're watching the movie, you don't see even when they might grab the camera and kind of do something, the big spin around or whatever. You don't see camera crews, obviously, but it looks like they are actually alone in the woods. It's been a while since I watched the movie, so I'm gonna get some details wrong, but I do remember that it looks so realistic.
And for the most part, it was them with 3 handheld cameras.
Yeah,
filming most of it. I mean, I'm sure they went back and did some editing with some other cameras, but
yeah, and I'm sure they did retakes and things like that. So.
For the most part, but also there was the actors in the movie, they wanted people who were not known.
Yeah,
obviously, because
it was a Leonardo DiCaprio, they'd be like, okay, this is obviously fake.
Yeah,
and
you're watching that. Yeah,
you've lost that realism. You've lost that suspense.
They wanted unknown actors in there, and also part of the script was, I think the directors gave them like their scripts, little parts for them to say like during the day, just it, and we're gone. Like
so were they letting them like ad lib a lot of stuff?
A lot of stuff was ad lib
because I was going to say because they weren't nationally known actors. It didn't seem like they were acting, like what I mean. The words, the language they were used, and things like that. Like it didn't seem like it.
They were. Most of it wasn't. So, and that added to it too because they seemed like real people out in the woods. It was no.
Yeah.
It wasn't scripts that were said. Dialogue that was talked about. It was all ad lib.
Yeah. From what I remember, it didn't seem like it was a script. I mean, it was done so well, and when like you said, those people watched.
Well, it said footage was found, at the beginning.
Yeah.
Well, it was a found footage type film.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's what they're trying to give you. But like we're just saying too, if you had a nationally known actor,
playing in there,
not even somebody as big as Leonardo DiCaprio. If you had like a Corey Feldman or something. No, I'm going to go back. If you had somebody like just any kind of actor that you have you've seen on some TV show or a movie or something,
you would immediately know it's not real. It's a movie.
But to cast these guys made it really more unbelievable.
Unknown actors.
The minute I knew that it wasn't real, they won an award for it. I was like, that's them right there. That's fake. Oh, come on, man.
That was the MTV award.
You're like,
yeah.
One.
It was like,
they got me.
Because everybody thought it was real. Look at this. There they are. They're safe. Oh, they hoodwinked us.
That guy that was in the corner at the end, there he is right there.
Yeah. What a bunch of crock. But it was, man, when I first watched, I was like, there's really something in the woods like that. I ain't going out there.
There was
you know what I'm saying?
There was actually a spot, and this says I pulled this up earlier to look and make sure my timing was right. But at around 46 minutes in the Blair Witch Project, in a scene where the main characters are sleeping in a tent at night, the tent suddenly shakes violently.
Yes,
and
I
they all get
remember
scared.
that.
But check this out. This was unscripted, and the director shook the tent, and the actors were actually scared. So they weren't.
Oh, they wasn't kidding. I was like, oh.
Well, yeah, they did stuff like that where they didn't let the actors know what they were doing. That the actors were in the tent. And
Kind of like the guy on what's the Bruce Willis Christmas movie? The name just leaves me all of a sudden. Die Hard. At the end when
where he falls off the building.
Yeah. So when they were filming that, they counted down like 3, 2, 1, but they let him go on like 2. So his reaction was more realistic, more genuine, because he was expecting another number or 2.
He was waiting for the countdown. They were going to say, on 3, 2, 1, we're going to drop you.
What was his name? Hans.
Yeah, that's
Hans Gruber.
That's good directing though, when you set it up like that and you want to get a reaction.
Get that
because
genuine reaction.
Yeah, good actors are going to give you a good scare response, but if you actually scare them, it's going to be even more
better.
Yeah. But that's what the director did here. He shook he did it, or he had somebody else do it, but it was unscripted. So those guys, their reactions were more authentic because they weren't expecting that at all.
But I mean, do you remember the scene? I think, which is one of the most famous scenes in that movie, is when the girl is giving her testimony to the camera to her parents.
Yeah,
or whatever.
She was really crying.
She's really crying, and she has actually snot running down her nose.
Now, exactly that same. At that moment, when you watching this movie, I bet you was like, "Oh my God, this is horrible. It seemed real."
And
you was like, "What the hell is in them woods? Just doing this." And the part where she finds a dude's tongue wrapped up, and you remember that when the dude got missing, and they left a little satchel at the edge of the tent with some rocks surrounding it, and she opened up, it was his tongue.
The tongue.
And
then she freaks out, and then...
I mean, I'm telling you what, I was scared. I was like, there's something alive out there like that. There's something in them woods that's doing this to people.
That was their intention, was to scare people.
It worked. Because it worked on me. I used to go camping religiously at Sugarloaf Mountain. And this is about the time this movie.
Camping.
Chris Hicks was not Sugarloaf Mountain after that movie came out, buddy. Promise you that. But camping took a turn for the worse for me. I would not go camping.
Come on.
With that movie,
hey, I'm going next weekend.
I ain't going.
With that movie, what was so genius about it, though, is how you could have never, I think, back in the early 90s, told somebody, all right, on this video, on this scene, we're going to take the video and we're going to show you running, and it's going to be like from the person's view that they're running. It's going to be all shaky where you can't see anything, and you would have had a major director be like, no, you're not going to do that, because you can't do that, They did that, and it made sense in the movie because it was like real.
Yeah, well, and they built everything up till the end, because they interviewed
you in the movie like you're one of the people. It's like you watching all this, somebody running through the woods. You can't hardly, all you see is a bunch of shaking, and it turns around back, a couple times, and you look, it's like, what, she's running from something. What's she running from? We don't know. But she's running, and she is terrified. Yeah. And the whole build up to me was like, it's something that seemed real. Like it was
very real.
It wasn't a movie that you were watching. And you were put into
some states it's still real to me.
And their acting combined with the cameras that they were using, definitely made it.
Like even in the hotel room, it looked so authentic. They were just hanging out. You remember in the hotel room where they took shots of Jamerson, and
that's at the beginning of the movie
whiskey.
when they first went to Maryland.
Right, but
they stayed at a hotel.
But it was so real.
Then this is when they started going to meet people who were
And that's where it builds you up. That's when the old dude was telling you that he would make them stand in the corner. He'd kill the other one.
Yep.
Then he'd take the one in the corner and kill them too.
Had the woman, they went to her house where she was talking about the Blair Witch.
That was the Blair Witch. You seen that woman? And I remember, I was like, that's her. She's going to kill all of them because that facial structure ain't normal and she is ugly. And she's going to get everybody. I'm telling you. But you know what I'm talking about, don't you?
But I mean, the way they set the movie up was like, it was actually genius, I think. I mean, it was perfect, you know. And after the movie was over, I heard a lot of people say, you know, oh my God, that sucked the way it ended, you know. But, you know.
Bullfish. Because I'm telling you, I was scared shit.
I think a lot of people wanted to see the actual Blair Witch.
Yeah.
To me, I think the way it ended, it made it more frightening because you don't see.
Yeah.
You don't see.
That's what I'm saying. You don't know what she looks like.
You don't know it.
Yeah.
You know,
that's what haunted my mind.
Like when she goes in
for
years,
she
runs into the house at the end
for the whole year until I saw him come across stage.
And the one guy is standing in the corner, you know, and then she calls his name. He don't turn around.
God.
And
I was like, "Don't go downstairs!"
And then all of a sudden, just like her camera falls over, like
locked her in the head with a lock sock,
or the Blair
lock and sock
has gotten her.
She jailed. She prison styled her lock and sock.
To me, to me, it was kind of. I was like, when it ended, I was like, I kind of wanted to see what the Blair Witch looked like, but then I was like, it has more of a
more mystery,
more mystery, and a scary feel to it that you don't know.
Oh my God!
You know that it ended that way.
We should have did this show live.
When they did the Blair Witch 2, did they show the Blair Witch in that one?
The Blair Witch 2 was a Hollywood production, so
Okay.
it was more of.
Well, I remember it coming out, but I also remember like not being remotely interested in it because you knew.
I
it was fake.
Because
it was a movie.
That's the thing. But so when the first one came out, you weren't sure. Like you were like, oh, it's a movie. They're not going to show people actually getting killed.
A lot of people were not
so you
sure.
but you believed the first one, and so after the first one's done, then you go, okay, it was just a movie. It was literally just a movie. And like Chris said, the actors, they're fine. They're up on stage getting awards. So when the second one come out, it's not going to have the same. It's almost like now I've never seen this show, Prison Break, that was on or still on, and then they have like a part 2 or the second season or whatever. It's like, well, obviously he made it. You know, does that make sense? Like obviously he got out, but maybe that's not a good example. But for me, when I even heard about the second Blair Witch, it was like it didn't make sense. I remember watching the movie. I don't remember details about it, but I remember watching the movie and believing it. Like certain parts of that movie, you go, "Oh my God!" Like that. I don't think that's fake. Like that really looks real, or you feel whatever. It feels real. But at the end of it, the movie's over, and you're like, and like Chris said, I'm scared to go out in the woods or whatever. But then you know it's not, and then they have a second one. Nah, not the same feel.
Well, but also when the Blair Witch came out, the way they promoted it was they pushed it as
never before seen footage.
This was a found footage film. You know, this footage. Film was found in the woods.
Yeah,
and what you were about to watch is what was on that film.
Viewer discretion advised.
Yeah, and so you were like,
I feel like I was there.
When you started watching it, you were like, I'm watching something that somebody filmed that is.
That's what hooked the audience right there.
But and also when you watch it, the way they act and all, you know, it's not like a typical movie.
Right.
It's all nonchalant things that are happening, and a lot of it is boring. You know, when you watch it, you're like, this feels real because it feels like somebody's actual, you know, footage that they were recording. You know, and you're like, yeah, this might be real. This might be real footage here.
Messed up when they brought them actors across the stage. They messed up. They could have went back a year later and be like, we found more footage.
So if they had, when they put the Blair Witch out or Blair Witch 2 out, if they hadn't had those guys come across the stage, at least Chris and some other people that believe the same thing Chris did would have been like, Oh my God, they found more footage.
They found more footage. I'm like, what's on there? Show me.
How did they find that footage from the same people that had already been dead?
They had different tapes. They
Yeah,
It must have
different.
they
you
took
know.
the tapes out of their cameras and they were found later.
That's
So here's
it.
here's another side of the story. They could be the same first original Blair Witch Project, but this are the tapes that they had recorded separately and lost, dropped, whatever, and now they found this. Now there's more information regarding this.
Including the Blair Witch in person.
Yeah, they might actually have.
They actually
footage of it.
had the Blair Witch in
Yeah.
the Blair Witch too,
And not just the sticks
which-
made up into a little doll.
which I think they
That
went
got
from-
me, man. That got me. The Blair Witch sticks hanging from the trees.
Yeah.
The whole movie, I was like, what is that? Why? What the hell is this?
I thought about doing something similar to that. Like we scared you with the snake, or with Jack back here.
Let me
Oh, he's scared.
walk out of tent and there's a little stick figure. I'm gone.
One day I'm gonna have the Blair Witch stick figure hanging up somewhere.
Yeah, I
Why are you looking at me
Why
like
you
that?
like torturing me?
that was part
I
of
don't like stuff I don't understand.
that was part
It scares
of,
me.
That was part of the directors too. What they did was they put stuff out there that they didn't tell the three actors, so they would get a genuine reaction when they walked out of the tent and saw like the stick figures hanging. They'd be like,
What the hell is this?
What is this?
Yeah.
Oh my God! And then see all of them.
Especially they did it
all that-
with the rocks surrounding their tent. The little stack of rocks.
They went. I think from what I read, they went in the middle of the night and did a lot of that stuff where they didn't know because there was no script. I mean, there was some script that they stuck to, but most of it was ad lib.
They really messed up when they brought them actors across the stage. I'm telling you.
They didn't mess up because they in the Guinness Book of World Records.
I don't give a Hades. They could have went further. With keeping them hidden.
I think
keeping them hidden. Went with another found footage.
I think
and maybe year two bring them across the
They went
stage.
as far as they could go with it.
Because I was deep sucked into this thing.
They went as far as they could go with it, and it became the most successful.
Imagine kids,
indie film.
Hey, Chris,
ever.
you want to go camping? Hell no. Did you see that damn movie? The Blair Witch is out there somewhere.
Even the Blair Witch too. I don't know.
Putting rocks around your tent. Targeting you.
The Blair Witch 2 made like $80 million, which is a lot, but
I ain't going.
it didn't. It failed in comparison to that one just because it was a Hollywood budget movie. And it had real actors in it, and it actually, I think, had the Blair Witch in it. But it was, I don't know, I remember watching, I don't remember much about it. I mean, that's, I guess, how good it was. I don't remember it, so it wasn't obviously as scary as, the original Blair Witch. But
I still think it's real. Well, they based it off a true story.
It's
and
based off of some
what
true
was that?
stories.
What was that at?
Virginia.
In Bakersfield or some shit?
Burkittsville,
Virginia. Yes.
Was it, no, Maryland.
Maryland, Virginia.
Burkittsville, Maryland.
Yes.
No,
that's
not
it.
Maryland, Virginia. Burkittsville, Maryland, I think.
Well,
I think it was, and I think that's where they filmed it at.
Yeah.
But yeah,
at the Coffin Rock. Do you remember the Coffin Rock?
Yeah, but I think there were some local legends from around there.
Yeah, they say there was a different opinions about what the Blair Witch was in that community. And one guy said it was a farmer doing all the killing. He lived up on the hill, and he would kidnap kids and he would kill them. And, throughout the years, a bunch of kids are missing. They didn't know he was doing it. And finally, he got caught. And, he was one of the Blair Witch,
and I'm
myths,
sure that's where some of the, folklore come from.
Yeah. But it was originally a woman who did witchery. Witchery craft. And, she would lure you in the woods and, call me now, and then read your palm or whatever.
Did she have a gingerbread house?
But they said her feet would never touch. They said her feet would never touch the ground, or whatever. But there was a bunch of, I'm just talking about the movie, what the movie was saying throughout the movie. But there is, I have to dove into it. I'm gonna do some research and find out.
Delve in.
I'm gonna find out what's the real Blair Witch. What if there even is a real Blair Witch myth up there? You know what I'm saying?
There is a real Blair Witch.
So they're real. Okay. Wow. We'll dove into that next week.
And actually, I think. Last I heard, she migrated down south.
Shut up! I ain't
close to now the NCSC border.
Yeah, well, we got guns now these days.
I thought it was Charleston, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Well, to get to Charleston, you had to come through here.
Yeah. I think it's not as far as Charleston. I think it might be in the Pine Ridge area or something.
Just look at him.
Or Lake Robinson area, maybe.
Man, but that movie freaking freaked me. I mean, it freaked my whole generation out when it came out. You know what I'm saying?
So, let me ask you a question. What would you do when you go home tonight? All right, let's put a little scenario in place and see. If you went home tonight, all right, you walk in the door, Kimberly's laying in the bed.
You think it's Kimberly?
No, you walk in there, you kiss Kimberly good night. Hey, baby, I'm home, going to bed. She's like, okay, all right, go to bed.
Whoa, dude! You scared us. That caught me off guard. That caught me off guard.
All right, let's say.
But when stuff like that happens,
have y'all seen the videos from where like people were asleep in the bed and they get turned up and over and
maybe dragged out of the room?
The
dragged,
paranormal
like,
activity movies, that type deal.
It looks like they're being It's
they
like,
look like they're being filched.
No, not being filched. But like you'll see a girl laying on the bed and you'll see her legs
get spread up,
spread up and then lift it up, and then she starts.
What the hell have you been watching, Scott?
No,
I've never seen this.
I've seen several videos of different people.
I got questions.
Scott has access to the dark web that we don't.
I got questions.
That's on Goggle.
I'm like, all of it is fake. All of it is fake, obviously, but it's funny to watch because
it is.
Yeah,
because the people.
Hell yeah, because he paid $40 a month to watch it.
No, I do not.
Are you 18 years and older?
You got to be 43 years older to watch
that.
I see a problem happening. I'm trying to nip it. I'm trying.
The bell has rung.
I see
For
it
whom
coming.
the bell tolls means it's time to stop.
I see it coming.
All right, yeah, we got to jump off here. This has been a great night. We had our first live show, and it went well. We had a great time on that thing.
Yeah, we did.
Had great topics, people interacting. You couldn't ask for a better night.
We should do it again sometime soon.
We're going to do it again.
You know, we also have the ability, now we don't have as many followers yet on YouTube as we do on Facebook. We do have the ability to go live on both Facebook and YouTube. So
I didn't know that.
Oh, yes, we do. But I haven't gone live to YouTube yet because our numbers aren't where we want them to be just yet. However, you have the chance. If you're watching this and you're not already subscribed, you have an opportunity to help us out. If we get more viewers on our YouTube channel, we'll start adding YouTube to our live streams. So please add us over there. And like you see on the bottom of the screen, Chris, tell them about the bottom of the screen right now.
got to click that like button and ring a ding a ding a ding that bell.
Ding
to
a
get
ding a
that-
ding a ding a ding.
And ring that bell for you to get new material off of us. New material off of us.
That's right.
New material off of us.
Get it off of us.
Get it off of us. It was heavy.
Put it 3 feet above us.
But thank you, everyone who joined us tonight. We had so much fun. This second segment was boring because it wasn't live, so we're going to do something about this.
That's all right. Nobody's watching at this point anyway. They hear the music, or actually the first 5 minutes, they're already gone. Nobody's watching this part. Are you watching this part? If you are, click subscribe. Join us. Come on, let's have some fun.
Please do. But thank you, everyone, again. Good night. We are out.
That camera.